Children, we are on to the fifth part of wave optics. In the last class, we had studied Young's double slit experiment. In which we had found the path difference, the distance of nth dark fringe or distance of nth bright fringe from the central bright fringe. We also had the derivation for the fringe width beta, and we also found whether it is bright fringe or dark fringe, both will have the equal widths. Now, as we saw the distance of nth bright fringe or dark fringe from the center, that is called as linear separation, linear distance. Now we will find angular distance of or angular angular displacement of the nth fringe, whether it is bright or dark. Accordingly, we will just go on learning both the cases. Suppose this is fringe width, distance between the slits is small d, two narrow slits. At point P, suppose this point P is at the angle theta, angular separation theta from the center. If this is angle theta, this angle is almost equal to theta only, almost theta. So, from A, one wave will go at P, one more wave will go from B, it reaches out P. If at all crest meets, there will be constructive interference. If at all crest and trough meets, it will be destructive interference. Let us see what kind of interference will take place here. To find path difference between first wave and last wave, draw the perpendicular. This extra distance is called path difference delta. If this is angle theta, this line is perpendicular to this line is perpendicular to this, so this angle will be theta. Which trigonometric ratio will be defined to relate delta and D is sine. Sine theta is equal to opposite side upon hypotenuse, because this is 90 degrees, that is delta upon D, or D sine theta is equal to, or let it be. Now, constructive interference for constructive interference, to have bright fringe here, path difference should be equal to integral multiple of lambda. So, sine theta is equal to delta, what you should write is n lambda divided by D. See, in exam they will give fringe number, find angle of fourth fringe, fifth fringe, sixth fringe, like that, bright fringe. So, put n whatever they give, eighth fringe means n8, lambda means wavelength of light will be given. Small d is distance between the two slits, that will also be given. Solve it for theta, that will give angular separation of the given fringe, nth fringe. How to solve the given thing for dark fringe or destructive interference? For destructive interference, path difference delta, if at all you are having dark fringe here, destructive interference, path difference should be 2n plus 1 lambda by 2. Now, in this equation of sine theta, in place of delta, what you should write? In place of delta here, you should write 2n plus 1 lambda by 2. This will give angular separation of nth dark fringe. Which dark fringe? Nth dark fringe. I have already told, if they tell say fourth dark fringe, take n as 3, 1 less. If they tell find angular separation of 24th dark, you should take n 1 less, that means you should take 23. If they say find 18th dark fringes angular separation, you should take 17. If at all you take 2n minus 1 formula, that is also true. In that case, whatever number of dark they give, take the same value. If they tell fourth dark, take n is equal to 4. If you take 2n minus 1 formula, but this is better. Okay. So, in the next part, Let us see. If at all slits are illuminated by white light, you will be getting central white light, white patch, followed by violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Those spectral colors will be getting. Okay. If at all these slits are illuminated by white light. Next we will be studying conditions for the sustained interference pattern. Means whatever interference fringe pattern we get now, it should be very good quality, HD quality like that. Okay, it should be having what you call the appropriate appearance. It should be clearly visible. It should not be blurred. It should not be overlapping like that. That is called sustained interference pattern. First condition is both the sources should be coherent sources. Which sources? Coherent sources. Both the sources should emit light of same wavelength, same frequency, same periodic time. Third one, both the slits should not be so wide slits. They should be what? Narrow slits. Slits should be narrow. D or next fourth one is both should be giving using what? Monochromatic light. Monochromatic light should be used. Fifth one is these slits should not be far, they should be closer to each other. Slits should be closer to each other. Sixth, the interfering waves, actually this fifth and sixth are almost similar because the interfering waves, they should meet at smaller angle. They should not meet at here larger angle, say 90 degrees like that. They should meet at almost unidirectional. They should meet at smaller angles. They should meet at smaller angles. If at all waves are polarized, polarization will come across very soon. If they are polarized, both the waves should be polarized in the same plane. Both should be traveling in the same plane. Okay. If at all they are polarized. So these are the conditions for good quality interference pattern, that is sustained interference pattern. In fact, of course, what we call the Young's double slit experiment. Next we'll go for diffraction. If you take a narrow slit, imagine this is all black box is there, in which you have cut this much portion. You have made a slit like this, SLIT slit. Now what happens is, if at all light is going here, if slit is narrow, size of the slit is comparable with wavelength of light. You should not take such a huge slit. No, size is big, wavelength is less. Slit size and wavelength of light should be comparable. In that case, what happens? Some light will fall here, no doubt. Since slit is narrow, wavefront is disturbed, Huygens theory. This will cause bending of light. The light bends. This bending of light is called diffraction. And encroachment. Encroachment of light in the region of geometrical shadow means what? Here bulb is here, means here what should come? Shadow should come. Here also it should be shadow. Here also it should be shadow. Here in front of this slit there should have been light. But in shadow also, light will occupy, means light will occupy shadow region also, or encroach. Encroach means what we call atikramana. Okay, it should occupy in shadow region also. So light first of all bends and occupies or encroaches geometrical shadow region. This phenomenon is called diffraction. What it is called? Diffraction. Bending of light through narrow slits whose sizes are comparable with the wavelength of light. Size of the slit and size of the light are wavelength of light are comparable, and encroachment of light will encroach here. Encroachment of light in the region of geometrical shadow is called diffraction of light. Okay, this obstacle may be a slit, this obstacle may be a thin pin also, it should be narrow bit. So whenever light encounters here, it will be changing the path. This bending of light is called diffraction. Frown of a diffraction at a single slit. See children, if you take a single slit, I have shown so wide, but we'll learn it first. Take a narrow slit. For diffraction at a single slit, in the Fraunhofer case, the source should be kept at infinity so that parallel beam is there. If this parallel beam is incident on the narrow slit, it undergoes diffraction, bending of light. It bends in various directions. This bent light is actually passed through the lens, then it is made to fall on this screen. This screen is placed at the focal plane of the given lens. But in your syllabus, they are not mentioned any lens, so we will throw the lens. Okay. This bent light is made to fall on the screen. On the screen, children, exactly at the center, all the waves will reinforce in phase. They will be in phase. If all crest like that, if they reinforce in phase, you will be getting a bright band. It is also called as central bright band. It is also called as principal maxima. It is also called as central bright band, or else principal maximum, or else central bright band, like that. Okay, so different names are there. So here all the waves will be meeting in phase, so we'll be getting a bright band. It is followed by, listen here children, some portion of light here, we are taking extreme rays, end and end rays. Here plenty of rays are there. If you take extreme rays, if at all crest and trough is falling in the neighborhood, not only two, there are plenty. If crest and trough are falling on each other, you will be having destructive interference. So you will be getting a which band? Dark band. Dark band. It is next followed by again bright, again dark, again bright, and so on. On this side also, light has bent, it is meeting. It is one kind of interference only, but we have given the different name. Here also, rays will interfere so that they will destroy each other. You will be getting destructive interference, followed by bright, again dark, again bright, and so on. Yes. Now, this central fringe is called central bright band. It is also called principal maximum. It is also called central bright band, like that. Okay. Now, Next dark is called secondary minima. Minima means what? Dark. This is called first secondary minima. Next dark or black is called second secondary minima. Next dark is called third secondary minima. Now this bright is called central bright. This next bright is called first secondary maxima. Maxima means bright. This is called as second secondary maxima. Next bright is called third secondary maxima. They are all secondary. This is primary, like that. Okay. Please concentrate. Whether you move on one side or the other side, you will find width of bright band goes on decreasing. This is more width, less, lesser, least, like that. Width of bright band goes on decreasing. Width of dark band goes on increasing. See, this dark was less width. This dark is having more width. This dark is having still higher width. So when we move from central region on either side, width of dark band goes on increasing. Width of bright band goes on decreasing. And we have also done the naming. Please rewind the video and learn how to name them, because they are very important in solving the problems. Well, this is what we call the diffraction pattern. Now we will explain why do we get bright and why do we get dark, why do we get bright. Only these three we will explain, then we will be winding up. If central region is taken, all the waves will meet in phase, so therefore it is a bright band. At the center bright band is obtained. We will call it as O. First is OR. Second case, let P be any point. Actually from the center angle is theta, but this angle is almost theta. This is first wave coming from upper portion of the slit. This is second wave coming from the lower portion of the slit. Extreme waves, but here there are plenty of waves. Next, let P be the point at which path difference between extreme waves is lambda. Lambda, see children, imagine this is one wave, lambda. This is also what? One wave, lambda. See how are they meeting? Crest and this is bright, in fact. Crest and crest are meeting means you should get bright, but unfortunately you will be getting dark. Why dark? Let us explain. This is dark. Why? Let us see. Listen. If this is theta, this angle is theta, slit width is A. A is called slit width, width of the slit, and this is indeed path difference delta. Sin theta is equal to opposite side upon hypotenuse. Delta upon A is going to be theta, or A sin theta is equal to delta. This is all second case only. Please see here. At point P, let path difference between the extreme waves be lambda. We are taking. If at all path difference is lambda, they should interfere how? Constructively. So you should have got bright. Why dark? Let us see now, children. Let this slit be divided into two halves, this upper part and lower part. Path difference between A and B is lambda, extra lambda. What is path difference between A and midpoint C? That will be lambda by 2. Lambda means it is half of the wave. How this wave and A and C are going to interfere? Let us see. See here. This is A. This is A. C, wave C is having in fact trough. How A and C are interfering? Destructively, dark band. Corresponding to waves from A to C, suppose there are 10 waves here, there will be 10 equal waves meeting how? All 10 crests from A to C, crest, 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 A to C, may fall from C to B in the form of trough. So finally we will be getting destructive, what you call the interference, we will be getting dark band. What happens? A and C will interfere. A crest, C trough, they will annul each other. There will be destructive interference. So in general, if path difference is, what is path difference between A and B, children? Lambda. So in general, if path difference is 1 lambda, 2 lambda, so on up to n lambda, you will be getting which interference? Sorry, what kind of band? Dark band. But in case of interference, n lambda means what? It was bright fringe. But here in case of diffraction, n lambda means dark band. Here n takes the values from 1, 2, 3, 4. In case of interference, n was taking the values from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Okay. Next, case number 3. Same diagram you can continue with. See, central bright band, this is P, dark band. Now at Q, Y bright, that is maxima. Y bright, you should explain now. Please concentrate. First wave, 1 lambda. As we see readily, first wave's crest, last waves trough are coming. So literally we should have got dark band here. But why bright? Let us see. Path difference between extreme waves is 1 lambda by 2, 2 lambda by 2, 3 lambda by 2. Path difference is 3 lambda by 2. Divide the slit into three parts. Say C, D and E, because center is C. Okay. Path difference between A and B is 3 lambda by 2. We have divided into 3 parts means what happens? Here path difference between A and D will be 1 lambda by 2. Only lambda by 2. Path difference between A and E will be, yes children, lambda, because it is 2 lambda minus 1 lambda, that is lambda. Path difference between A and B is 3 lambda by 2. Okay. How A and D will interfere? Let us see. From A, this is crest, this is A's wave, D's wave will be, children, down. How are they interfering? A and D will be interfering destructively, so they will destroy each other. If there are A to D, set 10 crests, not at exact phase, in this fashion. Okay, A to D. From D to E, there will be corresponding troughs. So, if there are 10 waves from A to D, there will be 10 waves from D to E, both will interfere destructively. But the waves from E to B will be almost meeting in phase, almost, not exactly in this phase. They will be almost meeting in phase. So, we will be getting, children, a bright band. So, for maxima or the bright band, A sin theta must be delta. For bright band, path difference should be equal to how much? Path difference should be how much? 3 lambda by 2. In general, path difference should be 2n plus 1 lambda by 2, where n takes the values 1, 2, 3, 4. So, in general, if 2n plus 1 lambda by 2 is the path difference, you will be getting which band here? The bright band. If it is n lambda, you will be getting a dark band. So, this is interference at single slit as explained by Fraunhofer.